All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Foreign and Domestic. I am sorry if my mic is a little low. I'm having issues, and at least we're here. So, that being said, I'm going to throw it over to Jamie, sir, if you would do the pledge and get us started off right.
It would be an honor, sir. Let me get my audio going on here. All right, here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And I'll throw it over to Alan if you want to start going through the room.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jamie. That was absolutely phenomenal. And to take the moment out of your life, decapping 45 brass to do it, that means a lot. Backwoods Law, Edward Petty, G23, Gun Loving Grandpa, Jerry Parker, we got Andy's 79, Z28, Ron T. Sawyer, Richard Marauder, Nikki, good to see Nikki, Tim S., Uncle John. This list is jumping all over the place. Just a bunch of people just now coming in. Glad to see everybody. Yes, the Scotsman is having a minor technical difficulty. He's going to be slightly difficult to hear this evening. But that's it is what it is, folks. The show must go on. And it looks like Daniel is also having some technical difficulties. So with that said, Kyler, just some guy, good to see you. G23. Welcome, everybody, to the Foreign and Domestic, along with the YouTube auditor. Go eat a bowl of dicks. Yeah. So, Mr. Sexy Man himself, Mario Mosen, how the hell you doing this week, Mario?
I'm doing great. I'm glad in the state of California we don't have internet issues like Ohio does. Just saying. Anyways, guys, I'm doing great. Just good to see you guys. It's always good to catch up with my friends. So, not much, just hanging out.
Awesome, good deal. Kingpin, you had an eventful day. Was it yesterday? Was that stream yesterday?
Yeah, that was last night. That was pretty fun, man. I'll be here as long as I can. Sooner or later, the gods are gonna come sweep me away and torture me in some vile, disgusting ways, but I probably deserved it.
Yeah, I wish I'd known about that. I would have jumped over and harassed as well.
Yeah, man, it was fun. She's crazy.
Yeah, that's the. If you haven't seen Kingpin's video, that is the epitome of batshit crazy right there. Daniel, what's going on, man?
Well, seeing as I'm not getting any notifications from Kingpin, I'm gonna have to go and see if YouTube unsubbed me again, because I'm not getting any notifications. So everybody out in the chat room, go ahead and do the search for on YouTube for Kingpin, and get him resubbed, because YouTube bites hard. I had a really busy weekend. I had Firearms 101 came down, and the Scotsman came down on Friday. We shot a lot on Friday, and Scotsman stayed overnight. I took him down where no one could hear him scream down at the campgrounds, and our church security team came over the next day, and he helped do a little training with them.
Yeah, it was a good weekend overall. Lots of fun down there. 101 brought some really good steaks and some really good burgers. That was pretty freaking awesome. Yeah, it was a good time overall.
Oh man, I was so overfed. I think I ate only one bowl of cereal the next day because I was still digesting that steak. That stuff was about 2.5 inches thick. Demonicos. We had a great time. But I tell you what, setting up that drawing, getting all that stuff set up. The weather was pretty nice and cool, great weather for shooting while we were setting up. But by the time we got done, it was 90 degrees outside. That was a lot of cards to put up. Then we had to take them all off the first cardboard because it wasn't big enough.
Yeah, thankfully Daniel had another piece of cardboard sitting around that we were able to use. Otherwise, I don't know what we would have done. But yeah, that was we had 176 on that board, so it was a lot of cards. And we took 4 decks of cards and mixed them all up to make it super fair.
That was absolutely insane. 4 different kinds of decks of cards. I guess is what you guys used for that.
Yeah, 4 decks of cards. Specifically bought a couple different ones just for 101. I knew he would love the unicorn, so we bought the unicorn just for him. And he was pissed because he didn't hit one.
Well, and he was the one shooting.
I know, right? I know. But it was a really, really cool way to do it, I think. And I couldn't think of a fairer way to do it. Since I had entries, Daniel had entries, I couldn't think of a fairer way to do it.
Well, and then for it to actually start off with the main prize being struck the way that it was, that shows the odds are so insurmountable. That's just insane.
So I had 18 entries out of the 176. So that gives you an idea right there. And about halfway through the show here, I'm going to let people know where that is going because I'm not keeping it. It is going somewhere else. So we'll see if that person shows up or not. So stay tuned.
Well, I bet Daniel is very disappointed, being how that person it hasn't shown up yet, but he's in the chat.
Yeah, I wanted to win that gun. And hey, seeing as if that person's not here yet, Scotsman, I'll trade you this brand new IFAK kit for it. Oh yeah, never been used.
Nah, we can't do that. No.
It came close to being used, but it's not a boo-boo kit. If you cut your thumb on the cylinder of a Smith & Wesson, you deserve to bleed.
Yeah, I think 101 had his thumb a little too close to the cylinder release, and he wasn't prepared for a 357 Magnum, and it bit him.
Well, that's such a sad story. Not really.
All right, so let's talk about this for a second here. Kingpin, I'm not keeping it, and I'm not keeping it because this particular individual that it's going to is extremely well deserving, and we'll get into that a little bit more later before we announce who it is.
I've said my piece.
I get it, and I appreciate it, and there's a few others that said something as well, but you'll understand when the time comes.
Walter Davis jumping in, broke loader. Yeah, there'd been a few others joining us already. Good to see you, gents. So I did mention it slightly before the show, but I did take my new Shadow 2 out yesterday. And just for Mario's sake, the first mag I only loaded 10 in, and slow fire target at 15, every single one of them within a silver dollar. I then put 3 in the mag, and I was kind of cross shooting from my booth out towards the rifle range area, and hit the on the third shot, hit the 100-yard steel target. Just learning where to hold that thing. Just a phenomenal shooter. If you've got the means and ways, get yourself a Shadow 2. Absolutely, man. I'm very, very much in love with it.
That's excellent, man. I'm glad you're loving it. And, you had someone else shoot it while you were there too, right?
Oh yeah. I wasn't the only one. I had my coworker shoot it, and he was blown away by it. Absolutely blown away. Had his wife shoot it, and she just thought it was a little thick in her hands. I'm like, that's okay. You could get yourself a set of lock grips and make it fit just right. She's like, really? She was super intrigued by it. After we did shoot the Shadow 2, did go over and did a little bit of clay pigeons. Now, I've never actually done this from a launcher. I've never done really skeet shooting from a launcher. And did really, really well. And with my coworker's wife's shotgun, I didn't bring mine out or anything. She brought out her shotgun, and yeah, she wasn't happy with what I could do with it compared to what she was doing with it that day. Normally she's really, really good at it. That's where she essentially learned to shoot anything at all, was skeet shooting. But that was more fun than I actually anticipated. It's a different style of shooting for sure. But that was a lot more fun than I anticipated.
Hey, what kind of shotgun are we talking about?
So she had out a Remington 870 tactical. Her husband, my coworker, had his Mossberg out there, but it's set up for bird. It's got like a 22-inch barrel on it or something. I don't know if he just wants to reach out and smack the bird out of the sky or what, but his Mossberg was having a little bit of feeding issues. And so having a little trouble there, but he's got this really old, I'm trying to remember the name of it, side-by-side double barrel, top action brake. And that thing was fun. That thing was an absolute blast. As old as that shotgun is, it shot better than both of them, both the Remington and the Mossberg.
That's what those side by sides are built for, shooting birds, bird hunting. So That don't surprise me none. These pumps are good on the first shot, then you have to pump it and then get it back on target. That's a little bit of an exercise, or it can be.
Well, and at one point, I had him throw 2 discs, and come to find out, I was still sitting on an empty chamber. So I had to pump it, take one down, pump it again, and took the other one down. It really pissed off his wife because she tried to just take 2 out earlier and couldn't do it at all. And here I had to cycle it more than that, but I got them both.
Well, that's good shooting, man. I don't get to do it as much as I would like, but it is a lot of fun. It really is. And when you go these courses and you take the golf cart around to the different stations, that's pretty cool. And I want y'all to look at that beard on Chewbacca up there, man. I'm talking about he's got it coming in good, man.
Yeah.
Yep. She's kind of growing on me. She's kind of growing on me.
He's getting his stormtrooper going.
Now, if he can grow a mullet, it will be awesome.
Big beards and mullets, I don't know if they go together.
That'd be hilarious.
What? Are you serious? Never seen John Kruk?
Oh yeah, Aussie. We got Rock Island 1911 10 millimeter. Abso-freaking-lutely, man. I love mine. Absolutely love. I'm a fan of the 10 millimeter, but in that Rock Island 1911, that thing is phenomenal.
Yeah, well, I thought Razor was just messing with me. Razor, that's George Washington's battle flag. He financed the first fleet during the Revolution, and that's the flag that he had put on him. All right, so did I drop out again?
No.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Battle being dropped out. Apparently, his wonderful internet isn't so wonderful.
That great Cali internet, yeah.
No, it wasn't internet. It was fucking Siri. Wouldn't shut up. I couldn't hear you guys, so I had to restart it. It wasn't internet.
Yeah, them cockamamie Apple products.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say this. Friday night, I was 20 minutes late getting on my stream, getting it started because of audio issues with StreamYard. And that my computer and StreamYard was not playing well together. And then last night, I was going to get on with Ocean 374, same thing. I couldn't get on. So, Scotsman, don't feel rained on, brother, because you ain't the only one.
No, and this isn't the first time it's happened to me. It's happened before. It's StreamYard, something weird. Every now and then happens to it. Pain in the butt.
Jamie,
it
was all my fault.
I did want to bring up. Shut up, Daniel. Thank you. I did want to bring up about Midas well-being. Thank you to Kingpin for bringing that up. But if you guys haven't checked out Midas' latest video, please jump over and check that out. And I think Kingpin's going to throw a link out there for it. But go check that out. It's good to hear that Midas is doing well and on the mend.
Yeah, it's very, very phenomenal to not only see the man, to hear him, hear what's going on with him, just just absolutely warms that section where my heart used to be.
Absolutely. We've been holding off and keeping an eye on him since he announced it. And, yeah, I know he's been having a hard time with the chemo and stuff like that, but he's a fighter. He is a fighter.
I see white people.
That's no surprise.
That was so good. Anyways, guys, guys, I am a little bit disappointed in what the hell happened to Afghanistan, because it's and now I know how. Now my friends know how I feel when Iraq went to shit, and ISIS took over. It's sad, man. It just shows you the piss poor leadership we have in Washington right now. Yeah, great idea. Just tell everybody you're leaving the country.
Mario, I get heartbroken and totally pissed off every time I drive down the road because I can't go a mile without seeing a dedication sign to this mile of highway or this bridge.
Yeah.
And this stuff has been going on since my second enlistment. And I've been retired for 15 years.
Yeah, it's getting old, man. It's like you wonder why the fuck where you even go over there? What's the point?
Yeah.
I lost a lot of good
Now you
friends
got
out there, man.
Yeah. And now you got these young men and women in there that have gone in to serve our country, and they got to sit down and listen to lectures on why they're prejudiced and homophobic, and they just don't deserve to breathe the same air as other people. There's a lot of good people are leaving, and they're just going to be replaced by people that just accept it and they'll roll over for it.
Yep.
The military is not going to be what it was.
Yeah, that's the reason why I got the hell out, man, because I was not playing that stupid game. I'm too old for that crap, and I'm not going to try to learn something. When you start losing basic skills because you have to take all these stupid online classes that they always want you to do, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Razor, a lot of years ago, I was thinking the same thing. There's a reason. I mean, those people have been fighting for centuries every day. Hey, 101.
So there's something for being said for creating stress on the range and how to shoot better in those situations. Isn't that right, Daniel?
Absolutely. That's the whole thing is like, the older you get, the more you know how to mess with younger guys' heads to outshoot them, to win. Oh, yeah. Head games. Age and treachery will overcome youth and skill every time.
I swear, your sound effects are pretty impressive.
Oh, you've heard Mario? I don't doubt that you've heard that before.
Yes, Amasa, I heard it. Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with that.
He heard it after that. He heard it right before he said, "I do."
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I remember. You remember? I remember.
I remember.
I remember. Yeah. Nah, man, but it's cool, bro. It is cool.
We had his.
it was good to see somebody else other than you two knuckleheads in a video. Because after a while, you get tired of watching Daniel and Scotsman, and all they do is talk. They don't even shoot. I'm like, you just get to the point you're gonna shoot. Like, man, God, it's like 10 minutes of my life I lost every time I watch those videos, man.
Our videos ain't that long, and Scotsman's got a video of me just shooting 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Scotsman's got a video of me shooting 5 rounds, and that's it. I mean, it's about 20 seconds long.
20 seconds.
Yep.
Okay.
No, I honestly that video with Firearms 101 sitting at the table is classic. That is absolute classic. Yeah.
You know what? I was wondering who the hell
Confessions of a Glocktard. Yes.
I was wondering who the hell is pointing a gun at this dude, because he just seemed stressed when he was saying that kind of stuff. It seems stressful. Seems like some sort of interrogation going on.
He didn't have no wires hooked up. He didn't have a gun pointed at him. There was no sweat pouring off his face or anything like that. He had plenty of time to cool down. There was nothing going on there. There was no coercion.
No.
Mm-hmm.
There's no gunplay in the house. Mario, if you ever seen him, there's not an ounce of fat on him. Okay? I mean, for a guy that's 58 years old like he is, he's like in shape. He's like Charles Atlas.
That's cool. Nothing wrong with that.
58? Man, I
Oh, he's
thought he
an
was
old guy.
older than that.
Dude, he looks way younger than you, Daniel. Like, what happened there?
Well, he colors his hair. He dyes his hair.
Oh, just for
keeps it
men?
all trimmed.
Hey.
I guess. And he told us, he confessed to us, he waxes the rest of his body. That way he doesn't show the other gray hair.
I wonder what
It's a
else he's doing.
weightlifter. It's a weightlifter thing.
I thought that was just a weight loss program. So you're more high speed, low drag. You don't have that drag of that hair when you try and run.
Yeah. Oh man, and there's Josh Benware. I ain't seen him for forever. No, but I tell you what, when Firearms 101 was here, we had a great time. He brought down some great steaks. Had a our marinated, really good.
I didn't figure you ate beef anymore. I thought you only ate deer.
Well, this was free. So, he brought it. I didn't pay for it.
Oh, okay. Well,
See, I never said I didn't eat beef. I just don't pay for meat. So I'll shoot deer. I'll eat them. Some steaks show up. I'll eat them.
cool.
But I don't know.
Hunting a cow is probably much easier than hunting a deer.
That, and he goes next door and steals the neighbor's chickens.
Yeah. Have you ever tried to drag a cow out of a field? It's much easier to drag a deer out of a field.
No, but I shot one with an M1 tank, disintegrated it.
It's just a pink mist at that point.
It's a little too overdone.
Yeah, it was a little too
You could go scoop hamburger off the ground. Yeah.
If you can find any.
No.
Yeah, like 200
Not
yards away.
Yeah, not when a heat round hits it. I don't think you want to touch anything.
Yeah, it was probably just a big purple stripe going about 40 yards on the sand.
It probably had a Proposition 65 label on it. So I don't know.
I gotta ask, when you shot it, before you shot it, did you go, hey?
No, I did not go, hey. I said, on the way, and boom. Then all of a sudden, the freaking tower is like, ceasefire. You just shot a cow over. Like, damn.
Yeah, but
Clear
you're
your
proud of me,
weapons.
right? It
Clear
was
your
moving.
weapons. Authenticate and return back to the tower. Over. Roger. Like, man, we did the little walk of shame back.
Was it an American farmer you had to reimburse or an Afghan farmer?
No, there was an American farmer. It was in this happened in Fort Hood, man. We're doing gunnery. And yeah, we were doing the engagement I was doing was a stationary target and a moving target. So I shot the stationary target right away. And that same area where I know for a fact that the target would pop up. Sure enough, stupid ass Kyle passes through there, and I'm telling you, me and my tank commander, we both thought it was a target, man. That's why he told me to fire. We shot it, and yeah, no, the farmer got compensated pretty well. It kind of sucks because it was a longhorn and it was a beautiful cow.
So, did you come back to find there was some Longhorns painted on your tank?
Oh yeah, I got it for like a month, like a whole year. People kept messing with me. Murr. Every time I go anywhere, I'm like, Murr. It was crazy.
Sweet.
Good times though.
Oh, that's fucked up, but hilarious.
So you couldn't tell it was a cow before you shot it?
It's a 2,800 fucking meters, bro.
You got computer
night.
optics.
It was a fucking night. This is 1996. This is a M1A1. This is not a fucking M1A2 with better graphics and a FLIR fucking sight.
Wah.
Whatever. Don't hate because I can hit shit at 2,800 meters.
I ain't hating you. How can you miss a cow at 2,800 meters? That's a big target.
Well, I didn't.
So, Josh Benware ordered a holster from Dark Star. Been 6 weeks, hadn't heard a thing. Can't say I have ever dealt with them. It's not very inspirational to go out and check out their products either.
Yeah, that's pretty sad, man. That is pretty sad that 6 weeks and you haven't heard anything back, not even an update or anything.
Have you tried emailing them or calling them and asking them? That would be the question.
Yeah, because that's pretty crazy. Actually, I didn't even heard of that company. $96. Oh hell no. That better be good. Not only that, you still paying shipping? Mm-mm. Oh my God, the Slovakian is here, or Slovenian, whatever you are. He's probably gonna tell me something right now. And who is that? Is that Daniel buffering? Daniel is buffering. What you got going on, Jamie?
Y'all want to talk about 45 ACP cases for a minute?
Let's go for it. Show me.
Okay. When you're reloading, you can learn so much about your gun and about your previous loads and this, that, and the other thing. These are all range brass. I don't even remember where I got them. But at what point in time are you really looking at them when you're decapping them and all that kind of stuff? And at what point in time do you give up on a case and say, that's too bad to mess with? Okay, see, we got this one. That one's perfectly round, right? Still cylindrical. So that's what we want. Then you get some that's a little bit out around. See, that one's got a flat spot right there. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. That one's probably fine. Would we all agree? All right.
Yeah, that one's savable.
Okay. This one right here. If I can hold it. I would say that one's usable. Got a little bit
That's
of
on
a
the fence.
do
You
what?
can give it a try. You can give it a try, but I'd say it's on the fence.
Why? Why would something? Why would that dent be on the fence?
When they start getting
I'll show you.
creases in, yeah, when they start getting creases in them, you get this thing called metal fatigue when they get bent back in, when you resize them into shape. So go
What
ahead
about-
and show us, Jamie.
What about this one? That one's just a little oblong, kind of mashed flat. Okay? Then you get to stuff like this.
Yeah, toast.
That one's no good. And it gets even worse. You can get them like that.
Yeah, those ones are pretty much done at that point. You know, you can pretty much tell pretty quick whether or not it's going to run or not run.
Look at that one.
Tell those people to quit stepping on them.
I heard that. So all those are going in the recycle bin. Another
Uh-oh.
Wow.
There he is.
Sorry.
I said so. Did you do that or did the YouTube?
Wrong button. That was me. Sorry.
I told you I was going to put these in the recycle bin, bro. I wasn't trying to make you mad or nothing. Another thing we can learn about is when we look at our primers or when we take a look at our cases from the bottom. Most of you guys that are experienced reloaders, y'all pretty much know all this. Yeah, good point, Bald. Bald says run through the resizing die and see what they look like. Those last three right there, I'm not even going to bother with the energy it takes to pull the handle. They're going in the recycle bin. I don't know if y'all can see this or not, but that ain't going to work, is it, Scotsman? That one right there. See how nice and round that is right there where the case meets the primer? How you got a nice, clean strike with the hammer on there? That's what we want them to look like. There's another one. That's a good one. Okay. Then we start getting them where they're. See how that gap where it was, you can't really see, but that gap, there you go. The gap right there between the primer and the case is almost gone. And then this one's a little worse. Look at this one. Y'all can't see it, but that one's got a jagged tear on it. What that's telling us is these are probably loaded too high. And then you get up, that one's a little worse. Then you get up to this one, and if you'll take a look at that one, you can see right there on the top, or I could before I put it, let me back it up a little bit. That ain't going to show on camera. Wait a minute. Right there, you can see where the recoil pushed it back into you can actually see it's come back so hard that it's flattened out the actual case head right there. So if this is range brass, guys, you're buying factory 45 ACP, you're shooting this crap in your gun.
You gotta watch. We had one over the weekend there. 101 had a 9mm that didn't chamber properly. He handed it to me, and basically the bullet fell right out in my hand. So, factory ammo and stuff, you never know. Even with your reloads, you never know. You gotta be careful.
I'm getting to where I trust myself more than I trust, particularly Winchester White Box.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of the Winchester and the white box, I know it's probably not the same ammo, but I got a bunch of the 40 cal and that stuff, and I bought. I don't know if you guys know Foose or not, the competition shooter reloader guy Foose. He made a bunch of ammo, and I bought some from him, and I did a comparison video, and all his ammo was exactly the same size, exactly the same shape. Out of I think the 500 rounds that I bought, there was 2 casings that were like that nickel plated stuff. All the other ones, all the cases looked exact. And then I opened the Winchester boxes, and it looked like a mountain range. Like 3 or 4 rows were different lengths than the next row, and some of them were real tall. Some of them were all kinds of inconsistencies throughout the factory ammo.
And you'll see that a lot. You'll see it with the primers too. Some of the primers won't be in all the way. Some of them will be in too far. There's a lot of things you'll see with factory ammo. There's a lot of inconsistencies for sure. Winchester just happens to be the leader in inconsistency. Daniel disappeared on us again.
Which Shadow 2 did you get, Alan?
Alan, which Shadow 2 did you get? King Fame was asking. Which Shadow 2?
Which Shadow 2?
Yeah, didn't you just buy a Shadow 2?
Yep. Blue and black.
Oh, nice, cool. Sweet.
Blue and black, and it's gorgeous. I absolutely love the damn thing. Yeah, I was thinking ultimately of maybe holding out for a version 2, but because I kind of like the idea of possibly putting a red dot on it. So going to a TS2 maybe, but that would have been another $400 or $500 all in itself.
Well, do you plan on shooting in a competition?
It's a possibility. I'm kind of looking around my area, within 2 hours of me, to see what kind of events there are even around me. Because I'm not going to be able to drive 3-4 hours to go to a competition. So if there's stuff that's semi-local to me, I mean, within 2 hours of me, I'm going to start looking into it.
Awesome, man. That'd be good if you can. You'll like it a lot. So we're almost halfway through, and we do have quite a big announcement here coming up. So before I do that, though, I want to go through the room and ask everyone what they thought of the drawing and how the drawing was put together. We'll start with Jamie. What did you think, man?
I thought it was most excellent. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought I have not met Firearms 101. I'd like to, but with that particular firearm he was shooting, I was expecting for him not to hit tape. But that's just me, man. I'm not a great pistol shot at all, so I have absolutely no room to talk about anybody else's marksmanship with a handgun. I would have used a Smith & Wesson revolver, but I'm an old guy, so that's just me. But I think the concept was great. I think it was for a great cause, and I thought it could have been done a lot worse. And congratulations to the winner, and congratulations to the Scotsman for another very successful event. He's getting good at this, guys.
Almost too good. I gotta stop. Kingpin, what did you think, man? Did you see it?
Yeah, I was definitely really happy. I mean, obviously, you know where I stand, so I won't go there. Who won the other two prizes? I forgot who won those other two prizes.
So Ghost Rider won the fire kit, and then Timmy BMN won the T-shirt, custom T-shirt.
Well, Ghost Rider's in the chat, so congratulations, Ghost Rider. Timmy's not out there, but that's pretty cool, man. And once again, you know how I feel about the grand prize, so
I think you'll feel a little bit different here in a minute. You'll see. Daniel, what did
it's
you
a
think,
pretty
man? You
tall
were
order,
there in
man.
the present.
Wow, that I tell you, you know how hard it is to shuffle 4 decks of playing cards, and then going through and shuffling them again, and then shuffling it again, and then laying them out on cardboard. Then, because you got so many cards, you got to pull all them off, all the work you've already done, and then shuffle them again, and then put them on a piece of cardboard that a gun safe came delivered in. That's how big. I mean, this was a 4x6 piece of cardboard, and we put that sucker up on 2 of my stands that I had out there for targets. I mean, this was like a billboard out on the range. And then you've got Firearms 101 taking the shot back at 15 yards. So there was a lot of entries. A lot of money got raised for this fundraiser. So for everybody there that donated money, thank you.
Awesome. Alan, what did you think, brother?
Yeah, ultimately that's what it was about, and I honestly didn't get involved in that. I as for the way the drawing was held, when you pulled up the camera on the target area, I went, holy crap. Just a big giant flipping billboard, you know, and what would give you an inclination at all that any of this could have been rigged? I don't give a fuck. 4 freaking decks of cards went into that. It's just astronomical of some of the odds that could have been played there. But yeah, the way that the video went down, I thought was really awesome. It looks like an absolute phenomenal rifle. I'm glad that so many were able to get involved and help Bill out.
Awesome. Absolutely, man.
Could I,
Absolutely.
could I go on a tangent for just a quick second?
Go ahead.
I think everybody should kind of give themselves a good pat on the back, because just from this channel here and all the fundraising that's been done and all the people that tangible, real, actual human being people that have been helped out by you, actual, real human being people, is better than any of the charities you see on television, any of the gun organizations that they beg for our money for all the time. All that money never goes to anything productive. The money that you out there in the chat and you here on the panel put together to do just this one went to real people and actually made people's lives better. And it was effective. Your money did something effective. So thank you all, and you all should pat yourself on the back, because you were the real charities.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely well said. 100%. Over the years, you guys have rocked it out time and time again, and I cannot even tell you how much money you guys have raised as a collective. I really can't. It's huge. Absolutely freaking huge. And yeah, you should absolutely Pet cells on the back. Ballabine, are you still there, man? Nope. Okay. All right. So with that being said, let's see who's getting this rifle. So this particular individual is someone I have known pretty much since the beginning of YouTube now, and he's a very deserving individual, and he's a very good brother of mine, and he is here with us. Alan B. Pro, sir, I will need an FFL from you.
You're fucking serious.
I am fucking serious, sir.
Okay, Scotsman, I stand corrected. You were right.
Oh my fuck! Oh my god! Wow! Holy shit! I will drive to fucking Ohio and get that.
You've been with me from the beginning, brother, and I couldn't ask for someone better to be with me. So I appreciate you and everything you've done, and this is the least I could do for you.
Oh, wow!
Not just
Not-
that. How many
What?
times has he shaved his head and shaved his beard and all that to help raise money for the brothers in need? I agree. Good.
I am beside myself, man. Wow. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah. Holy shit. Whew. I wasn't expecting that in any way, shape, or form, at all. That came completely out of left field.
That was the whole idea. Man, you seriously, we've been doing this chat for what, 4 years or so now.
Yeah.
It's been a hell of a journey, and like I said, you've been with me from the very beginning, and we've accomplished so much stuff together, and I couldn't think of a better way to pay it back to you, brother.
Wow, that is so absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, we've been doing this for like 4 years now. We've been able to help a lot of people out, and I don't think it was originally intended to do that here on this show, but I'm about speechless. I'm just babbling at this point.
That's what I intended for.
Holy shit.
So we'll figure out the details of what we want to do and how to get it to you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to figure out how to get out of work. I'll drive to Ohio to get that thing. Yep. Wow.
I think you've probably been exposed to someone with COVID, and you probably need about a 10-day isolation period, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
It's been right around 4 years, Gunpowder, somewhere in there.
So we got panel members dropping like flies. What's going on?
Mario said he had to run, and I think Daniel just was tearing up and needed to go be alone for a second.
I'm not far from Daniel myself. Holy crap.
And no, you deserve it, man. And you know how I felt. I was just telling everybody that I think Scotsman should have it, and I don't want to hear anything about nobody else. But I agree, man. I think he made a good choice.
Yeah, it wasn't even a hesitation for me, man. When I put my entries in, my entries had his name on it from the get-go. There was no doubt in my mind, and if someone else had won it, I was going to build him another rifle anyway. So either way, he was going to get something. So As soon as that card came off and we saw who it was, I was like, that's fate. Fate played a hand.
Man, I am absolutely blown away. Absolutely blown away. That's yeah, I the odds of it landing on, yeah, okay, you made different donations and you had a number of different cards up there, but there was 4 fucking decks of cards up on that board. It was a billboard sitting out there. And for it to land on one of your cards, that's the odds are just insane. Thank you, brother. Damn. Holy shit.
Absolutely. Yeah, we had 176 entries, and I had 18, and yeah, it was just meant to be, dude. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, ambiguity. I can normally just babble on about anything, or just babble on and make no sense at all. I'm speechless.
Yeah. 101 was extremely speechless when he shot the card. He couldn't believe it, man. He was going on for a good minute. And I would drive it out there myself, but I'm pretty much out of vacation time. Otherwise,
I'm gonna have to just tell them, hey, I have to take some time off. I don't know how it's gonna be done, but they're gonna have to work around it.
Awesome, man. That'd be cool. We'll get you down to Daniels. You can harass him and do some shooting.
No, G, I don't think I'll be changing my name back at any point soon. Although, if I do end up eventually winning at least one Battle of the Beards, I might change my name to Alan Beard Pro. I don't know. Daniel's threatening me with a good time out in the side chat.
There you go. Yep, it's not on video. It didn't happen.
Wow. I'm probably going to just be going wow for like the rest of the show.
Well, now you know how it feels, Parker. You did that to me many years ago. I had a phone call from you, left with a voicemail, calling back, and I called you back, and yeah, I was shaking for a week.
Yep, and just like this one, you still got that one. Yeah, you're never gonna get rid of it. This one ain't gonna go nowhere, except up against my shoulder.
I took Jack to the range today and shouldered it, so I'm with you. I cherish that one.
I think that's way cool, man. I think that's really nice, and I had entries, you know, and I still think it was nice. So there you go.
Yeah, thanks, Fuzz. Um, I know a lot of people were clamoring for it. And at that moment, I just didn't have it. I was sitting on money trying to get built up, but um, yeah, it's phenomenal. I'm still just elated.
Sounds to me like you might have a little two-gun going with the Shadow 2 and the new AR.
That's a good possibility, and that AR actually has it already has a scope to go on it.
Hello.
How's it going, Curtis?
Hey, Curtis,
I'm not hearing. Can you guys hear me?
we can.
Well, let me pull over here. I'm riding my bike. I'll pull over and let me troubleshoot the sound.
Thought you were gonna get ready to drink some gin and juice there for a minute. Yeah, we can hear you just fine. Your audio ain't bad at all.
Yeah, this must be where he's at. He's out on his cell phone, so sometimes
So-
it don't work as well.
Scotsman, did you want to run down the specs on that rifle? Ghost Rider was asking in the side.
Heck. Let's see. We have, let's see. We have a Odinworks Zulu stock. We have a flat-faced single-stage trigger. It's about 3.5 pounds. It is the oh shit, I forget the name of the damn trigger now. It is the Davidson. Oh, hell, crap. I forget what it is. I'll have to look it up. But it's the best trigger for under $100 you'll ever buy. It's stupid ridiculous. We got I believe it's a Bear Creek Arsenal, 18-inch, 53 Wild, fluted barrel, heavy barrel on there. I forget what muzzle brake I put on it. It's been a minute since I put it together, so you have to forgive me.
Yeah, hell, I wish you could show it off for the people that hadn't seen it.
I'll do another quick video and run down the parts of it again.
It is just damn sexy. Yep. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Ron.
Hello. I think I can hear you guys now.
Oh, you got audio out now?
Yeah, I don't know what was wrong there. I was tooling down the road. Let me turn around and get out of this parking lot. I don't like to be stationary for too long. Just out getting some exercise on the bike. Hey, congratulations on the rifle.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm beside myself.
So where are you in relation to the Scotsman?
I am in southern Iowa.
Southern Iowa.
So I'm about 8.5, 9 hours away.
Okay. Well, if we need a tag team transportation to get you your rifle, we can do something like that. I can work from anywhere with the remote work, and I've got wheels, I've got wings, I've got the whole shot. So maybe if we want a tag team getting you that rifle, it's as long as it's just a regular rifle where somebody can get it to you, that would be fine.
Yeah, it is. It's just a regular rifle. There's nothing crazy with it.
Well, that'd be awesome. We just have to figure out how to. If he can't get the time to come pick it up, we just got to get it to him.
Yeah, it's a matter of it's a matter of my work's going to have to work around it.
You have to have your priorities, that's for sure. All right, it's a nice evening here. It's cooling off. It's in the 70s, and I got my work done in the yard, got it mowed. I hate mowing, but I got it done, and so I'm just out tooling around on my bike, getting a little exercise. So just riding around the neighborhood. What's Jamie loading?
Decap and 45 ACP.
Yeah, I'm just de-priming some 45, getting ready to throw them in the tumbler.
Yep.
There's Chico.
I got my eyes open for wheel weights. You know, in garage sales, like last weekend, I was lucky. I stumbled across that garage sale and I found that pewter napkin ring. I don't think Chico's seen that video yet. I can't read the chat. I was trying to bring that up, but every time I tried to bring the chat up, I hit the wrong button and shut my feed off.
So where are you out riding?
I'm just near my house, you know, in the kind of this neighborhood here on the edge of Jackson. It's, you know, just typical, you know, neighborhoods with houses, and they just resurfaced all these streets last year, so it's really pleasant bike riding. And this is one of my fold-up bikes that goes in the airplane. So it's I try to ride the same one all the time so I get used to it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's good for me too. Yep. Well, that's cool. I'm glad that the rifle's going to a good home. That's really awesome. I turned on the foreign and domestic there a little while ago and watched it a little bit at home, and then I've been putting together this Howa 1500, and I had the scope all mounted, and I'm like, I should go outside while it's nice and bore sight that. And so I set up a little target in the backyard and, you know, just got it bore sighted and dialed in and waited to see if anybody stopped and said, what are you doing with a rifle? The bolt was out of it, so there was no danger. But I bore sighted that in the backyard, and then I went in and I thought, well, you know, I'll just go ride my bike, and I've got the phone clipped on the handlebar, and so I just flipped the stream on, and I caught the tail end of the teary-eyeds and all this, and I'm like, what's going on? And so then I texted the Scotsman and said, what'd you give him? And he told me, so.
Yeah, not expected by me at all. Not one iota.
Yeah. Well, it's so nice out right now. It's, you know, it's starting to cool down here, and, you know, 20 minutes or so, it'll start to get humid, and then it gets a little weird, but it's this transition time. I'm on call for work. If I wasn't carrying the on-call phone, I would go fly the airplane, but I try to minimize that when I need to answer the telephone for work. And my son and I went to a fly-in breakfast yesterday, and lo and behold, while we were there, I had a bunch of stuff from work pop up. We had a bunch of communications problems with the vendor, so I had to troubleshoot all that. So we ended up doing that all from the airport that we were at. And, you know, so I try to be available. Don't want to get run over. That's a big truck. So Kingpin's here, and Alan B Pro's here, and Jamie's here.
And you're here.
Yep.
I'm
Off in the side chat, we've got AOK Foraging and Adventures, Chico Wise, Gorillas and Guns, Fuzz Fork 8, Armament and Axis, West Covina Dodge. The list just keeps going on and on. Michael Ray, Uncle John, G23, Edward Petty, Michael Hartneck, Baldwin Curious, Ambiguity, Garage Guy 879, Ron T. Sawyer just recently jumped out, I believe. Ghost Rider was here. Firearms 101. Garage. Already said Garage Guy. Daniel's still probably out there, I suspect.
Wow, that's a lot. I've been enjoying the scale stuff that West Covina Dodge has been doing. That's really interesting watching him fool around with that with the load cells and things. I don't know if the rest of you have been watching that, but it's pretty. He's just done a few real brief videos about it, but it's pretty cool.
You fly like single engine planes and stuff?
Yeah, I have a Piper Cherokee. It's a 4-seat, real simple general aviation airplane.
Have you ever heard of the channel Johnny Sprague on YouTube?
No, I'm not familiar with that one.
Well, he's a gun guy. I met him at a 2A rally. Really nice young man, and he's been recently, instead of doing gun videos, he's been doing videos of the airplane that he's building. And he's building one of the like small type of airplanes like that. And this would be something you might be interested in.
Yeah, I might look at that. I've had 2 different experimental airplanes. The first one I bought pretty well completed, and I worked on it for a little while, and then I ended up selling that one to a friend. He was real interested in it, and we cut a deal, and I sold that. And then, what happened with me is I bought a hangar at the airport, and one of my friends had an extra airplane, and he says, hey, can I put it in your building? What will you charge me for rent? And I said, why don't you let me fly it? He goes, okay, that's fine. So I had his airplane for 2 years and got used to it. And then he wanted his airplane back. So I'm like, oh man. So then I was, during that same period in time, I was building one, and that airplane was a good ways along. The airframe was mostly done. And then a friend of mine had the airplane that I own right now for sale for a very fair price. So I purchased it, and then I sold all my home built airplane stuff. So that's how I ended up with the one that I have now. I've had it since I've had this airplane since 2012. It's the one that's my my emoji or icon or whatever you call that. That's the plane.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it, because he's got something that's similar size. I'm not too. I think it's only a 2-seater that he's building now.
Yeah, mine has 4 seats, but they would have to be 4 people my size and no baggage. It's more appropriately a 2+2, 2 normal sized people. You've got about 900 pounds of useful load, and if you fill the fuel tanks, you're going to use roughly 300 of that in fuel. So, you end up with 600. I got friends where 2 of my friends would easily eat up the rest of it. I only weigh about $130, but I'm the exception rather than the rule.
You're kind of the key part to it too, so.
Yep. So, well, that the rifle thing, that's awesome. That's really cool. I'm glad. So, I that's the AR that he's been building for a spell, right?
Yeah, that's the AR I put together. Yep.
So did that end up being a 5.56, or is it something different?
That's a 223 Wild.
Oh, okay. Groovy. That's awesome. That's not. Is that the one that you guys shot and did the mag dumps out of and stuff? You and Daniel?
Yeah, Daniel did a mag dump test on it. Yep, make sure it ran fine.
Yeah, I think you guys made a video of that. I think I remember it.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I don't think I've watched any of Alan B. Pro's videos. I've only seen him on your chats. Do you make videos, Alan?
Not anymore. I used to make videos a lot. I haven't been making videos nearly like a YouTuber for a little while now.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. The way I figure it, there are YouTubers that are about YouTube that dabble with guns and reloading, and then there's guys that are into guns and reloading that dabble with YouTube. And frankly, I think it's better to be a guy that's into guns and reloading and dabble with YouTube, because I don't care for a lot of the attitude that comes along with the people that are primarily YouTube. So I don't think that doing other things in an occasional video is bad at all. I think that's probably a better choice.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of different attitudes out there for sure.
Yeah, for me, it just I ended up changing jobs and I got some other life things going on, and I just don't have the personal time to do it. Is
Yeah.
what it boils down to. I've tried to create the time to do it, but I find myself sitting in front of the reloading bench instead,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, you know, and I find myself, there's so many things that I do, and I'm getting a little bit better about it, but I got to the point where I was putting off doing things that I want to do because I didn't feel like making a video of it. And it got to the point where I was like, I should video this, and then it started to, you start battling that, and you have to change your approach to a lot of things when you've got the camera on, and I not so much change the way you approach things, but you got to set them up and do things and all that. And oddly enough, what you see me doing on the camera, that's pretty much how I am. Like when you see me at the range, I probably go at a slower pace, believe it or not, when I'm not filming, but my methodologies are very similar.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with just doing videos here and there. I mean, I'm not posting anywhere near as many as I used to as well.
So Scotsman, I can touch base with you on a couple things here if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I'm sitting at 498. Not that I need to go over 500, but it's just interesting, and it's done 497, 496, this, that, and the other. What should I do for 500? What would people be interested in? I can give something away. I can make a joke. I can eat a pizza. Whatever, I don't know that I'm into shaving my head, but if it was for the cause, I would maybe. But I'm just thinking, should we do something when that number gets crossed, or should we just say, nah, it really doesn't matter and just move on?
I mean, that's really up to you, man. I mean, you got to look at your core base of people that watch.
Yep.
And kind of decide if you want to do something like that. If you want to do a giveaway, then you kind of got to go to your core base, figure out what you can do. And don't go too crazy with it either, because you don't need to be spending a ton of money. That's the other part of it too. Don't go nuts, because
I figure I've got a pretty diehard core of maybe 40 to 50 people that I think watch the videos like right now as soon as I post them. And and a lot of those guys are pretty active in the comments too. And there's some guys that they're right on top of it just about as soon as I hit the publish button. And then a lot of the others are stragglers or step across it, or if some other video picks something up and it gets suggested, you pick up the the counts. But I had
William, I hate to tell you, but you're over 500 now.
I am. How's that?
it tends to happen when you jump on live streams.
Oh, well, some of those,
Yeah,
some of those will go away though.
You jump on foreign and domestic and say something like that, you end up getting hammered.
Oh,
4 or 5 of them might be some of my troll channels. I'm just saying.
so if I was gonna buy a donut for each subscriber, my donut count just went up, is what you're telling me.
Yep, your donut count just went up.
I would say definitely do something for 500. 500 is a milestone.
Yeah. So in some parts of the world they eat donuts. In some parts of the world they eat bagels. In some places they do crumpets, whatever the heck that is. What do they do in Scotland? What is the guilty sin breakfast thing, or you eat them other meals when you just feel like having one? Kind of like we do with ice cream or something. What is there in Scotland that's kind of local?
A meat pie.
What's that?
A meat pie. A Scotch pie, meat pie.
Oh, you eat pie.
Yeah, no, haggis.
Oh, haggis. I don't know. Yeah, I thought I might ought to do something, but I don't know. It's feasible. It's feasible. But I picked up when I started working on the Japanese rifles. I picked up a lot of people. It seems like that caught some attention. So I haven't shot that second one yet. I just brought that home, and all I've done is scrub the bore. I haven't done anything else with it. I hear it.
So Curtis, where I messed up was I did a pretty good giveaway at 300. And then when I got to 500, I couldn't top that because I gave away a Strike Eagle, Vortex Strike Eagle red dot. And so when I got to 500, I just kind of let that slide on by. Now I'm closing in on 700. And I don't know whether to do something for that or not. Maybe we should tag team a giveaway, Curtis.
That wouldn't be all bad. You know, I think it sounds like Scotsman's just appointed Alan to be the. Am I supposed to call you Alan or B Pro or George?
You can call me asshole. I respond to that too.
Well, I will reserve that, but sounds like Scotsman just decided that Alan was the person that won the award. Do I get to just pick, or do I have to have a drawing, or how does that work?
Well, that's completely and entirely up to you. In this particular instance, Scotsman did do a random style drawing, and it wasn't just like names in a hat. He put up 4 decks of cards onto a shooting target and shot the card for the name.
I see.
So you can come up with however you want to come up with something, and as long as it seems fair.
Yeah. So I was thinking naughty things like I could give away an airplane ride and I could pick Scotsman as the winner and then scare the pants off of him.
I feel the love, man. I feel the love.
I already owe the Scotsman a bottle, so I gotta make good on that. That has nothing to do with subscribers. So I have to get down there to Ohio and take him so he can choose what he wants.
Yeah, we'll figure something out soon. No rush.
Yeah. So hey, Scotsman, this is my son's last weekend. He's at home sorting through stuff, figuring out what he's doing. He leaves for college on Wednesday. So.
Nice. And he's going to the same college that Justin went to, right?
That's true. He's going up to Michigan State, and that's where Justin graduated from. So it's that's pretty cool, I think.
Absolutely.
Yep. So yeah, they actually have. I think I sent you the link to it. Michigan Tech actually has a memorial page on their website about him. If you search his name, it does pop it up. So it's kind of cool. So Alex and I went up there about 4 weeks ago, and he took his truck up. He wanted to drive his truck up there just to say his truck's been up there. He's not going to take it with him Wednesday. He's thinking he's going to do the first semester and just feel it out and see what he wants to do. Because, his dorm is right in the middle of campus. He's in the old Douglas Houghton Hall, which is, right next to most of the buildings where his coursework will be. And his chow hall and everything is right there in the same building. So he's thinking that he'll feel it out and see if he wants his truck, and he can always, come home, or I can drive it up there and get back somehow. Or, I got a lot of other friends that have kids that are going up there. So, well, I shouldn't say a lot, a handful. So we can ride share or something.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't try to do the whole indoctrination thing going on with a lot of schools.
Michigan Tech is pretty conservative. It's up in the Keweenaw Peninsula of the UP, and it's there's a sign on the road that says end of the earth 5 miles, Houghton 6 miles. So he's all about it. So.
Well, it looks like there was another shooting back home. Richard Munder was out there talking about it.
Uh-oh.
That's not good.
No, that's not good.
Dunblane was many years ago, back in the early 90s, and that's when they really started fighting, taking their guns, trying to get their guns.
So what part of the country do you originate from?
I'm right in the middle, central Scotland. Falkirk is the closest to where the big name of of what most people would know.
So you still have a fair amount of family there?
Yeah, all my family's there.
Well, what inspired you to come this way?
Just something different.
That makes sense.
Young, dumb, and something different.
So in general, what do they think of us over there?
That's a very interesting question. I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Well, it's funny because I'm pretty sure that what they teach us in school as kids and growing up, even, and I'm 52, so I went to elementary school in the 70s, but even then, I'm certain that the things that they taught us and chose to focus on have a very American spin, and, nowadays probably more of spin from all kinds of different directions, so you figure that, okay, well, it's probably like that everywhere. There's probably a little bit of, I don't know what the right thing is, cultural filtering that goes on regardless of who's teaching who what. So you kind of wonder, because we grow up thinking this and that and the other about other places, and 2/3 of it's probably just fabricated garbage, and
Yeah,
I've been.
You're right on the money, man. There's a lot of times where a lot of things are pushed heavily on the American side, and then it happens in other countries too. But
Yeah.
you're exactly right.
I've been to a few foreign countries when I was in the Navy. I was in Japan for a couple of years, and, and on the course of Westpac cruises, I've been to various places, and everybody I've ever met, the two constants that I found is they all thought their parents were out of touch, and they all thought their governments were corrupt. And that was every place. So
They ain't wrong.
Jamie's awful quiet.
They ain't wrong, Curtis.
I know it.
I started elementary school in 1968.
So you were probably still catching a little bit of the Lyndon Johnson Great America stuff. You probably had the government textbooks and everything.
Oh yeah.
It's funny. I found at a I had read about that stuff. I knew about it. Isn't that what he called it? Was his program Great America or something of that nature? Where all the schools were given the curriculums. I mean, it's scary. It's the direction they're trying to go now. And it's really funny because a lot of the stuff that Johnson did was all Kennedy stuff that never got implemented. And when Johnson didn't have any better ideas of his own, he kept some of it. But anyway, I found there's a whole set of those textbooks, and I don't remember how many volumes, but I found like 3 of them at a garage sale once. I took them home and read them, and it's talking everything, urban renewal, and it's basically the building of these neighborhoods in Chicago that are having so much problems now, and they thought that they were just going to coop people up and put them in certain locations. It seems like we failed at that with reservations and stuff, and then they did the whole thing again in the cities, and wow, we get to see what that all. But I was reading those books and I was appalled. I'm like, they were teaching us this stuff? By the time I was in elementary school, that was all gone.
I remember back when I was a kid in elementary school, and I'm assuming that most of y'all didn't have to go through this, but we
had pencil and paper, Jamie. We didn't have to use chisel and stone.
Ha 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 ha.
Now they have to use those blessed Chromebooks.
Yeah, those Chromebooks are, yeah. The penmanship is no more, guys. I mean, we actually got grades on how well we could write back in the day.
Oh, we did too. Yeah, we did
but,
too.
We had actually fallout drills, if y'all understand. I don't know how many of you guys had to do this, but you'd have to go out in the hallway and sit on the floor next to the wall and all this crap. And
put the book over your head, duck and cover, and all that good stuff.
Get away from the windows and all that. And,
that was winding down during my time. Our schools at that point, they'd taken out all of that civil defense stuff. There used to be radio systems and lights, the red lights and green lights and all that stuff that the staff had to react to. That I don't remember any of it being there. I've seen documentaries of it, and I think that, like I said, I was born in '68, so I started to go to school, when I was, and I was October birthday, so I was almost 6 years old when I started kindergarten because my mother didn't send me, as early as she could. So, but I think a lot of that stuff had already been passed by at that point in time.
Yeah, the earliest things I remember were earthquake drills, and I lived in Southern California, so that was something that you expected to be doing. Earthquake drills and fire drills were the only drills that we ever dealt with.
Yeah, and I, I'm not trying to be divisive, but it seems like things were different in the South even still in those days. So I think that maybe some of the stuff that Jamie went through was different just because I'm North, and I think that there were regional things that, different areas were handled differently or evolved differently, or how much the state had involvement in the schools versus the federal government. There was a lot of differing things in differing places.
I wouldn't know that because I've never been anywhere else. I really hadn't.
I've driven through, but not much more. I mean, the furthest south I was ever for any amount of time is, when I was in the Navy, the air traffic control schools were in Memphis. They're just north of Memphis in Millington. And I spent about 4 months there, 5 months there in my initial air traffic control training. And then after I was on a shore base for 3 years, I went back there to learn how to be an air traffic controller on an aircraft carrier and was there for a couple months. But, I don't think Memphis in the 90s was anything like Memphis in the 70s. It's a lot of difference.
And Memphis was a pretty rough place.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah,
course,
actually, I looked both ways. You see that?
that was impressive. But in the South during the 70s, we did have a lot of racial riots, and when I started the school in right after Labor Day of 1968, that was the Labor Day after Martin Luther King was shot and the second Kennedy assassination. That was the first year that the black kids and the white kids in my town went to school together. And I grew up, some of my best friends were black folks. I mean, we played ball and everything. I was on the baseball team and in the band and all that stuff. And, I couldn't think of them not being there, man. I mean, I really couldn't.
Yeah.
But some of the generation before me, as I was going through school and saw how the older kids were, I didn't know it then because I was so young, but as I grew up and looking back on it now, you can tell there was some animosity there between all of the whole thing, and it was pretty much mandated from the federal government. If y'all remember. One of the guys said he was in, let me see if I can find it. GGW Reloading said he was in second grade when Kennedy was shot, and we watched Walter Cronkite in black and white tell us. I was like a year and a half old. I wish, Bob, that would be a blessing for sure. So, Bob, my wife watches this show. It's called 90 Day Fiance, and there's a guy on there from Moldova, and he reminds me so much of you, and the way he enunciates his words and stuff, and his accent is almost the same as Val's. And what really, really got me thinking, this might be Val. This might be Bob Curious with a little bit of makeup on, because this guy's wife has a brother that's all thinks he's better than that dude because he's an American and that guy's from Moldova. Well, that guy today, man, I was in there eating lunch and she had that on, and the Moldovan dude grabbed him and threw him on the ground, punched him right in the face, and I was like, "Yeah, that sucker been needing that for a minute now." And I'm like, "Yeah, Val would do something like that." So, yeah,
Val looks like he's a strong, physically he looks strong. I don't think
yeah.
I don't think I would mess with him.
And it's not just that, man. It's this dude is in where Val builds houses. He's a builder, and that's how he's got all. He stays in shape, I'm sure, and he works on it. But this dude is learning their family business, his wife's family business, and they flip houses. So they buy a house, fix it up, and then sell it. And I'm like, yeah, and he's doing the real estate thing, kind of like Val too. And I'm like, wow, man. So I'm kind of wondering if Val's moonlighting on 90 Day Fiance. But I think really truly, I think he's been married a long time.
It's almost like motivated people come from other places here and become successful by working hard. That sounds really good to me.
Look at Lakeview.
He's just trying to cover himself so he doesn't get beat up later on whenever they meet up. Yeah, go back and watch some of the videos at the farm, and you'll see Midas and them tussling a little bit. It was good times.
I'll be right back. I gotta run and get something.
Uh-oh. So what's Kingpin up to?
Currently, right now, just ducking this sorceress.
Kingpin's just happy he's still breathing since yesterday he had a lot of issues. He almost lost his life.
No way.
Yeah, he was cursed by a voodoo priestess.
True story.
Cursed by a voodoo priestess? Okay,
Yeah.
There's a guy out here watering his lawn with a hose. I think he's going to spray me.
He probably would if you asked for it.
It's a little cold for that. If it was in the middle of the afternoon, it might be pretty good. Well, all joking aside, are you okay, Kingpin, or did something bad actually happen?
No, some lady on the internet is a psychopath, and she threatened to kill me a bunch of times, and then put some seance on and had some god enter her body and threatened to send evil spirits to me.
Well, you ended up with all of us. That's kind of evil.
Oh, I've seen worse.
Well, I hope that gets resolved. I don't know what you do about it.
I guess I start watching out and don't walk under any ladders or step on any cracks or anything like that.
Yeah.
So Pistol Pete threw out the question for you: if Harley Davidson made an airplane, would you fly it?
Oddly enough, there have been several people that have converted Harley Davidson engines to be airplane engines. I don't think any of them have been tremendously successful, but as a matter of fact, there actually was a very early home-built airplane that had a V-twin converted to an airplane. What was that thing called? I think they called it the Hardly Abelson. Look it up on Google. Hardly Abelson was a little airplane with I don't know if it was a shovel head or what it was, but yeah, I guess I would. I mean, I would, anything labeled Harley Davidson today really doesn't impress me as being a Harley Davidson. I don't even know that many of them are made in Milwaukee anymore. But
well, I kind of figure the the standard Harley oil leak would be a problem, but
airplane engines leak a lot of oil. Mine has a little bit of a leak, and it's coming from the upper case seam of the crankcase, and the engine is so good that you don't want to take it apart. And inspections are expensive and all that, but it's not an airworthiness thing. And you can manage the oil leaking, but a lot of airplane engines are leaky. It's it's something that you hate, but it's just the way that it is.
You're not making anyone feel better about flying right now. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, well, you know, most of the things that happen in airplanes are the pilot's fault. Almost always. Very seldom is it the airplane's fault. It's almost always the pilot's fault.
That doesn't make me feel any better either.
So you don't want the airplane ride that you won?
I would trust you to fly.
I wouldn't do anything with a passenger. Well, I wouldn't do anything with me on board either that was careless or reckless. You know, I don't want to get hurt either. I'm a pretty, you know, I respect what I'm doing when I'm doing it. So, you know,
Yeah.
frankly, you know, when you look at the odds, I'm more likely to get run over by a car right now than I am to hurt myself in my airplane. But, you know, you can't go around being afraid of everything, you know.
Nope, not at all.
You know, it's just one of those things. I was walking about 3 years ago. I was walking down my basement stairs in my flip-flops, and I tripped, and luckily it was on the last one, and I didn't fall. I just stumbled. I'm like, you know, that's pretty freaking stupid to walk downstairs in flip-flops. You know, so I'm probably going to check out doing something like that.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, so if you guys don't hear from me for like a month or something, somebody stop by my place and look at the bottom of the stairs, okay? I think I'll leave some instant oatmeal there or something, so at least I'll have something to eat if I can't move.
Yeah, being so you've already had the premonition, you might as well prepare for it.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to die, but I'm not afraid of it, and I'm not gonna change my behaviors because someone tells me that what I do is risky or what I might be exposed to is risky. I'm just gonna do what I do and be careful as I can in doing those things and keep on keeping on. Oh, we got some bunnies chasing each other over here, right in the middle of the road.
So, Kingpin, any chance you're gonna try and follow up on her chat tonight again? If she has another one.
Well, hey, my battery just said it's getting low, so if I disappear, that's it. It's not that I fell down and crashed, okay? So. And I would go, yeah, I'm only a block from home. I would go home to plug the thing in, but my telephone will probably switch to my house's Wi-Fi as soon as I get within range, so I'm kind of staying just outside of where I think it'll grab it, because that'll knock me offline too. How you're probably not going much longer, are you, Scotsman?
No, we're getting close to the end.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just head towards home, and if I got 10% left, it just popped up. If it cuts me off, it cuts me off. But I've enjoyed being here and visiting with you guys, and congratulations again, Alan, on winning that rifle. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. It is absolutely a phenomenal looking instrument, man. I'm still just in awe. That's why I'm not even talking all that much, because it's just still beating in my head.
Yeah,
I'm probably going to have problems sleeping tonight.
Stay back, bitch.
I hope in talking about our childhoods and schooling and all that we didn't violate any of Scotsman's, terms of service or anything like that. I think he runs a pretty clean ship here, and I hope I didn't press the boundaries of any of the conversation topics that are disallowed.
Clean ship. I don't know what chat you've been watching. That must have been an early one or something.
No, we've been kicked off before. We've had gotten warnings,
So where did this voodoo mistress or whatever she was? How did she make contact with Kingpin? How did she? How did he get chosen?
YouTube had her in my recommended feed, and I saw it was live, and the title of her live stream was World Reading. So I was like, hey, let's go check out what's going on over here. And I clicked on it, and then she proceeded to talk about all the psychopathic things she was talking about and killing everybody. And it's It was fun. It was interesting, but it's scary because she's crazy and she was driving a car and she was talking to the gods and she went into some trance. So it was weird.
Yeah, that is weird. Yeah. Wow. It's almost as bad as being married.
Well, not quite, but yeah, it's close.
Well, it's probably as
Close.
bad now because at the time during the live stream, nobody in the live stream had a wrench. And every time somebody would ask for one, this lady would go flip out about moderators. And then once she got focused in on me and got real angry at me, the very next chat that she popped up, there was blue wrenches everywhere. So,
This is a good way to get some exercise and talk to your friends. Just go out and ride your bike and do a live stream. That's all right. Got some guys playing basketball up here. Who's winning?
Curtis, how many times have you been
Oh,
married?
you started? Fast? If you crank it fast. Guy's asking if my bicycle's fast. I'm like, only if you pedal it fast. Okay, well, I'm almost home here. I just got to go around the corner. And you might lose me when I click onto the house's Wi-Fi. But like I said, thanks for having me on, and congratulations on the rifle. And it's good to talk to y'all. Kingpin, I hope everything comes out okay with the crazy lady.
Awesome, man. Good to have you on. And then there's the man of the hour, the one, the only, Midas Welby. What's up, brother, man?
I'll have to go back and look at the chat afterwards because I didn't see much of what most people said.
No, absolutely good to see Midas out there, man. You're looking good, dude. You're kicking ass and taking names. I don't know what you're talking about. You've been kicking ass and taking names the entire time, and we're certainly glad to know it.
Okay, just rolled up at the door.
All right, well, we're getting close. We'll start going through the rooms. So, Jamie, what you got, brother?
Hey man, thanks for having me on. I appreciate the link. I just I'm feeling a little bit out of sorts tonight. Don't know really why, or didn't have a whole lot to talk about, and I apologize for that. I'm stunned at the generosity of the community, particularly Scotsman's gift to Alan B. Pro. Very deserving. Congratulations, my brother. Y'all check us out Friday nights at 8 o'clock if you're not busy on the Georgia Shooting Connection channel, and we'll talk about reloading and stuff. Thanks for having me, brother.
Always a pleasure, man. Kingpin?
thanks for having me. Everybody in the side chat, thanks for showing up and everybody being awesome. Take it easy. Congratulations, Alan. And you were right, Scotsman.
Thank you, man. I knew you would understand. And we had a good conversation tonight. We've got a lot of people out there still in the side chat. Appreciate everyone out there. And I'm going to throw it over to Alan for final words, thoughts, and take us out.
Oh man, absolutely phenomenal side chat tonight. Thank you everybody for showing up. Thank you everybody for the thank yous. I'm still like half unable to speak. And it was probably the closest I have ever been to shedding a tear on YouTube. No, I've done that before. With that said, we had a good panel. Probably one of the most shocking for me episodes that we've ever done. Thank you, everybody. I will I'll just have to end it because I can't speak. Magazines loaded and one in the chamber.